Hi, my friends. So today, before you start your math work for Thursday, October 8th math work, I wanted to give you some directions on what you're going to have to do today. So our goal today is I can use my adding skills to solve word problems. So we're going to use what we know about our adding and our place value and our regrouping when we have to trade to another place value. And today we will use our knowledge of adding to help us solve word problems. So you're going to watch this video, which you're doing right now, and it's going to be on the next page of your work. All right. And I want you to watch this video all the way to the end, not only for the math, but there's also going to be a new Google Classroom tool that you're going to learn how to use. Okay, so the first one that we're going to do is this is the problem I'm going to model with you. Now, the problems that you have for every problem is going to look exactly like this today so we can practice our word problems. So I'm going to start by saying Mark has 28 baseball cards. Emily has 58 baseball cards. How many baseball cards do Mark and Emily have all together? So when we're solving a word problem, the first step we always need to do is first think, what do I need to find? So really that means what is the question I'm trying to solve? What am I trying to find out? So I know that Mark has 28 baseball cards. I know Emily has 58 baseball cards. And then it says, how many baseball cards do Mark and Emily have all together? Oh, so I need to find out, and you're going to have to type what you need to find out. A lot of the time, it's the question. So if you look at the question part of your word problem, that's what you're trying to solve. What do you need to find? So I need to find for this problem, how many cards do they have together? So that's what I need to find out. I need to find out how many cards they have together. So once you know what you have to figure out, you need to go to step 2 and it says, what information do I need to use? Okay, so information are clues in the problem that are going to help me solve how many cards they have together. So I know there's Mark and I know there's Emily, but I know something about their baseball cards. I know how much Mark has and I know how much Emily has. So in this box, I can put a M for Mark, and Mark has 28. You could also, if you wanted to type out his name, it's just a quick note. I don't need big, long, beautiful sentences here. It's just so you remember, okay, Mark has 28 cards, and he's not the only person in this problem. I also know Emily has some cards, so I'm going to put Emily. And she has, if I go back to my word problem, Mark has 28 cards. I already did that part. Emily has 58. Oh, Emily has 58 cards. Okay, and I want to make sure there's no other people. So there's Mark, there's Emily, there's no one else, and I want to figure out how much they have together. Okay, so step 3, you should always be thinking about what kind of math you need to use. Now, I'll say, since it's the beginning of the year, you kind of get lucky because we've only been working on one type of math skill right now out of the 4, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. But later on, when we learn subtracting, multiplying, dividing, it's going to get a little bit trickier to figure out which math you should use. So you always want to look at the clue words in the question. Remember, the question said, how many baseball cards do Mark and Emily have all together? Well, when I think about someone having a certain amount of cards and then another person having cards and we want to put them together, I know I'm going to be adding them. Okay, so that word all together is a great math word to show you add. So I'm going to say I'm going to add today. Now, this is the most important part of my video. And this is why I told everyone I wanted you to make sure you watch until the end of my video, because this is a new Google Classroom tool we're going to use. So number 4 says solve your problem on a piece of paper. So if you're at home or in class, you are going to need some paper. So you'll have to get paper out for today's lesson. And you want to have space to do your math workout. So you're also going to need a pencil for a writing tool. And it says, here is a picture of my math work with my answer circled. So I'm going to teach you today how you can do math work on your piece of paper. And your Google Chromebook is so cool that it can actually take a picture of your work and you can actually put a picture of your work onto this slide. So I'm going to show you. So first, I need to solve my problem. So I have 28 cards for Mark, and I'm doing that on my paper. I know you can't see that at the moment, but I'm doing 28. And Step 3 told me I need to add, so I'm going to add 58. Okay. And I know I'm going to add my ones place first, so I'm going to add 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 is 16, but I know I can't keep 16 in the ones place because that's 2 digits. So I'm going to keep my 6 ones, but I know I can regroup 10 of those ones and put it into the tens place. And I'm going to model that on my paper, and you're going to see in a second my work, because I'm going to teach you how to add the photo. And I need to add up my tens now. 1 10 plus my 2 tens is 3 tens. 3 tens plus 5 more tens is 8 tens. Okay, so now I have an answer. And remember, in the directions it says, here's a picture of my math work with my answer circled. Now, if you circle your math work, it's going to be easier for me to find where your actual answer is. So here is how you're going to insert a picture. And you have to have your computer open, okay? And you are going to have a camera. You're going to notice up at the top, there's a little circle in the middle of your black top of your Google Chromebook. And that's actually a camera, right? So what you do is you go into insert. So you have to find insert, look at where it is, okay? And then we're going to go to the first one, image. Image is another word for picture. And there's all these options. So we want to click on it, and it says upload from the computer, search the web. We don't want to do either one of those things. We want to scroll all the way down to the camera button. So that means when you click on the camera button, you're going to see a camera picture pop up on your screen. So watch. Okay, so here I am. Hi, this is my camera that's working now. All right, and if you see, over here is the last picture I took, which was nothing. So what I have to do is, I have my paper, and like I promised, I have my math work. I circled my answer, and now what you have to do is you kind of have to figure out, so if you're holding your paper up here and taking a picture, I'm not going to be able to see your math work. If you're holding it down here, or if it's over here, and I can only see part of it. So you kind of have to play around a little bit and hold your math work where you can see. You can even put your face in it as long as I see both of you. Or if you don't want to put your face in, you might have to peek. You have to kind of see a little bit. And you're going to make sure, okay, does that fit in the screen? Can Miss Welch see all my math work? When I can see all your math work, and you can too, there's the camera button, and you click on it, okay? And now you'll see that I have the picture here. So right now I have my other picture highlighted. That one didn't work. I messed up on that one. So I'm going to click on the picture that I did have my work that I showed you. So I'm going to click on that picture over here, okay? And I have to press the word insert. Insert means you're going to put it onto your work. So I'm going to click insert. And there is my work that I can put onto the paper. Now, let's say the picture is covering the words. That is totally okay. I don't want the picture to be super duper teeny tiny where I can't see it. And I don't want it to be super duper big where I can't see the rest of your work. So I want you, and you can always use this little arrow tool to click and drag it to make it bigger or smaller, but you just want it to fit in this area, okay? It can cover some of the words, it can cover all of the words in step 4, but that is how you're going to insert your work. So now you can see, oh, I had 8 plus 8, I had 16, but I didn't keep all 16 in the ones place, like I said, because we can't keep 16 because we only are allowed 1 digit in each place value. So I'm going to keep the 6 in the ones place, and I regrouped to 10. Please make sure if you're regrouping, you have to show me that 10 on your math work. Okay, then I added my tens up. 1 10 plus 2 10 is 3 tens. 3 tens plus 5 tens is 8 tens. So I got an answer of 86. Awesome. So I know that together they have, because that's what I was trying to answer. How many cards do they have together? They have 86 together. So that is how you're going to solve your problems today. You're going to read your problem. You need to fill out steps 1, 2, and 3. So what do you need to find? So what are you trying to figure out? What information are you going to use? What kind of math are you going to use? And then you actually have to solve it on your paper. Now, if you're at home or in class and you're having a hard time just solving it on a piece of paper, don't forget you have your hundreds, tens, and ones blocks to help you. If you feel like you don't need your hundreds, ones, and tens blocks, that's okay too, but you have to be showing your math, especially, and putting in that picture. So let me just remind you one more time. I'm going to delete the picture just to remind you. You go to the insert button, and you find the image box, which is the first one, and you have to scroll down to where you find the camera. The camera will pop up, and here I am again. I'm popped up again. You hold up your MathWorks so I can see it. You click on the yellow camera button, and then you pick the picture that you want to insert. All right. Now remember, the more pictures that you start getting over here, you got to make sure you're putting in the right picture for each problem, right? So I might be able to click on that problem so I can choose from this one, or this one. So this is my problem. I'm going to hit insert again. And there's my work. And then I'm going to go on to my next problem. Okay. So that is the directions on how to use the camera to take a picture of your work and how you are going to solve your word problems today. So have fun and you can get started working.